All right, and we're back. Um, so today is the second half. It's the second half of the first lesson here. 3, 2, 1. We're looking at solving systems like we were before. Same things with the system. Our bracket denotes system. We're solving it with substitution this time, and it's something more related to what we've been doing with solving equations. So when I look at this, in the same way that we can substitute numbers, right? Like our part 2 of our homework review that we were looking at, after you find one of the variables, you plug it back in to find the other. So in the same way that we could substitute numbers, we can also substitute expressions, okay? So this isn't just y is equal to 2, where I can then plug it in for my other y value here. It's y is equal to 2x. It might be y is equal to 2x plus 3. It doesn't matter. What we know is that y is equal to 2x. So I can take that 2x and I could plug it in here where there's another y. Within a system, the y's are we're trying to find the value for the y's where it works for both of them. And we can accomplish that by plugging in whatever y is equal to. We can plug it in for that y. That'll allow us to isolate just my x variables. Another thing to remember is all solutions will be in the point. It'll be a point. Points x and y. Okay. So let's look at this now. We don't have to add. We're not doing elimination where we're going to add together these two equations and try to get rid of one of the variables. We're actually doing something a little easier. Watch what we're going to do. We're going to take 6x plus 7. I'm going to leave space. It's equal to 20. You see how that's just the bottom equation there. Now watch what I'm going to put in there. Because y is equal to 2x, I could take 2x and put it where the y was. Now I have 2x there. You see, with substitution, we get rid of one of the other variables. We get rid of one of the variables pretty quick because we substituted, and that in turn gets rid of one of the variables. So now we're at the point. Yeah, perfect. 6x plus 14x is equal to 20. 20x is equal to 20. Everyone good with this? This is more familiar, right, guys? You've seen this stuff. At this point, once you substitute, you're just working out, solving for the variable left. So we know that it's 1 something else. Okay. And the exact same step for the second part with any of our substitution or elimination is to take what we know, x, and find what the y is. And I'm looking at these two original equations. There's definitely one that is easier to work with. I'm thinking that top one will be easier to work with because look what we're going to have to do. We're substituting, which is exactly what we have been doing. That's what I did here as well. Here I substituted a expression 2x. Here I'm just substituting a number because I know that x is 1. You see? But it's exactly the same idea. Here we get y is equal to 2. 2. Done. Who likes this more? Anybody like this more? Or the same? Or less? Okay. Yeah, I thought so. Same. Okay. So, liking it more, it's better, the same. Let's do a couple more examples and we'll see. Good, this is better. Okay, we'll see that it'll get a little bit more complicated, but not that complicated. It's going to be very similar to this. All right, so that was example 1. Now, let's look at example 2. All right, so I look here and I've highlighted again. Y is equal to, y has the identity of x plus 15. Y is equal to x plus 15. Okay, it's in terms of y. It's the equation in terms of y. It's also in our slope-intercept form of the line. If you want to think of it that way, we're getting into slope-intercept form of the line in order to plug it in. Here it's already in that form. So what I'm saying here is we're going to take this x plus 15 and we're going to put it here. because these y's are the same, and y is equal to x plus 15. So I could put it right there. Watch. 7x plus 6, leave space. You see, I just left it open. I left the y value open because what I need to put in there, you see, we can substitute an entire expression. We knew from the original problem that y was equal to x plus 15. So guess where we're going to put that x plus 15? Right where that y is for my other equation. Nice, Marco. All right, and then we just have to remember, this is similar to what we did for the quiz. Remember, we had to distribute. We had one variable. So it's very similar to some things we've seen before. 90. Combine those. I'm going to combine those and minus 90 at the same time. So we're canceling the 90s. I combine these to get 13x equal to negative 104. Oh, okay. Divide by 13, divide by 13. 13 over 13 is 1x. 1x is equal to, what was that again? Negative 7, negative 8, negative 8. If you don't know your 13s by heart, that's okay. You can use a calculator. Negative 8. Remember, my answer is always a point. I could just check Marco. He has the answers already quick. Okay. And remember, second half, same as what we were doing before. I'm going to look to my first equations here, which I had right here. Y is equal to x plus 15. And I'm seeing that if I'm plugging in an x value, I think using the first equation is the best. You could use the second equation and work it out, just more steps. It'll be exactly the same answer. Okay, so if you're worried about, well, which one do I pick? Don't worry. You could pick either one. Just try to make life easier by picking the one that's going to be set up to solve quickly. Here, I know my x value is negative 8 plus 15. Y is 7. 7. Done. Okay. All right. All right. Yeah, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And as we get better at this, the other skill will become a little bit easier too, I promise. All right, guys, here is number 3. You guys we didn't write this down yet, so go ahead and let's get number 3 down. And if you're just like, hey, I want to try it on my own, then go ahead and try it on your own and just mute me. It's like the one time when you can your teacher says to mute them. Yeah, you can mute the teacher if you want right now. If you want to work on it solo. All right, so I'll give you like 30 seconds to jot this down. And then start to think of a strategy. This one has a pretty clear strategy. If you could think about, how do I make this easier? Fatih, give me your strategy for this once you get it down. You in particular, I want to hear it. What's your strategy? That's okay if you don't have one yet. Or at least what equation, I'll ask everybody, which equation should we manipulate? Yeah, go ahead, Jeremy. You could submit it. Good job. I had one student finish it all like that in my other class. Good job. All right. Good, Calvin. Which equation should I manipulate, not like elimination, just manipulate in order to be able to do substitution? We got to manipulate one of them because it doesn't have either of those equations. They're not solved in terms of x or y. So like this, for instance, is an example of solved in terms of y. That makes it easier to plug in. So we're going to probably solve it in terms of y. You could solve in terms of x, but I think most of these questions you're going to see are in terms of y. So which equation should I go after? Everybody give me a vote, top or bottom. Which one should I change? I'm going to change up one of them. What do you think? Good, Tavia? Yes, Ava. That's my strategy too. That was my thought. Evie, perfect. Nice. Fatih, perfect. Good. Good. So you're seeing that if we need to get it to look like this so that we can plug it in, my bottom equation is already somewhat set up to do that. So let's see. Maybe I can just move this up and do it right below it. Yeah, let's do it like that. All right, look. If I subtract 3x to both sides, I can't combine negative 12 and 3x. They're different kinds of terms, but it's going to cancel it over on the left side, and I'm going to end up with y is equal to negative 3x minus 12. So I'm just going to rewrite the other equation, and this is going to be our new starting point, right? I haven't changed anything. All I did was subtract 3x from both sides. That's fine to do. Is that right? All right, let's see. Next. This one is going to have a more complicated distribution, but you don't have to worry. You don't have to worry. As long as you remember, okay, here's what y is equal to. That's y is equal to here. And then negative 6 times y. So all I need to do is, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write 6x minus 6, leave a bunch of space, and make it still equal to 0. You guys see? All right. Now, what I'm going to put in there, I'm going to put in my negative 3x minus 12. 3x minus 12. You see? Because that is, y is equal to that. Y is equal to that. So this is kind of like, my next step here was to take that second equation and substitute the y expression, what y is equal to, that expression, in for the y of the second equation here. So we have to distribute. Everyone okay? I feel like I jumped a step there. Anybody need me to kind of recap? No? All right. So let's see. 6x, negative 6 times negative 3x is positive 18x. Negative 6 times negative 12 is positive 72. And maybe that's where you'd use a calculator for some of that. That's totally fine. All right, let's go ahead and combine these and subtract 72 to both sides. We end up with 24x. That canceled, so it's equal to negative 72. I'm running out of room, sorry. And divide by 24, we get x is 3. So here's my answer, 3 for x. That's what I want to do. All right, now the second step, just like all the steps, is to take one of the equations from the starting point here. Let's take 3x plus y is equal to negative 12. And what we're going to do is plug in the x value that we figured out. We found out that x is 3. So I'm going to put in 3 for x. Sorry, this got a little messy. I tried to save space. Didn't work. Nine plus y is equal to negative 12. Let's subtract 9. Y is negative 21. Wait, what happened here? One sec. 9, 3, 3, y. Negative 27. What if I put in the other one? No, it should be 3. What happened? Ah, that happened. Eliana caught it. Ah, Ava knows. Zulin knows. Look what I did. It's just because I ran out of room and I was being messy here. That's how everybody can miss something. Look, negative 72 divided by positive 24 ends up being negative 3. Whoops. All right. So I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to make it negative 9. That's the only difference. One sign. So go ahead and switch that to be negative 3. And then we'll go back up and make this negative 3 that we plug in. We have negative 9, so I'm adding 9 to both sides. And that's where we end up with. Better. Next time I'll just waste paper. I get all ecological and then errors happen. All right. Okay, guys, give me a thumbs up, sideways, down for this. Be serious about it. Thumbs up, sideways, down. Yeah? Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Any thumbs sideways? Tell me in the chat. No? Nice. That's what I like to see. All right, so my clutter here didn't affect you guys too much. That's good. I'll just reduce the clutter. We'll still do well. All right, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to end the video. Nice short 16-minute